Quick little video today to remind us all about the importance of situational awareness when flying, as you never know what's around the corner. Yesterday I was watching and chatting with windswept Robert up in Scotland. He'd been talking about my video on the CAA's call for input, which I'll link up there if you haven't seen it. Do check out Robert's channel. He's got some good fun stuff showcasing some of the lovelier parts of Scotland, and it was whilst he was showcasing one such little castle live on air during his live stream that you see this happen. A kid practicing his golf swing takes aim and pow! Golf ball shoots right up and misses a drone by just a few inches. Now, you've got to admire the kid's golf swing, but really, what a little bunker. I mean, take another look. No doubt if that ball had hit the drone or the props, the Mini 3 Pro would have just fallen straight into the sea, lost and £700 down the drink. Now, I did ask Robert if I could show this footage and he was absolutely fine with it. So the question is, what if the kid had actually hit it? And even though he missed it, it was a clear attempt to damage and crash a drone in flight. So what could Robert have done? Sadly, the CAA's Article 240, which makes it a criminal offence to recklessly or negligently act in a manner to endanger an aircraft, doesn't apply to smaller unmanned aircraft like drones. And their similar next order on endangering a person or property only applies to aircraft presenting that threat. No firearm was involved, so no comeback there either. So nicely falling through the cracks of legislation, Robert could have called the police and hoped they'd turn up, I guess, to see the footage, although with the absence of any actual damage, you wonder what they could have done, even if they'd been inclined to bother coming out in the first place. If the kid had hit it, then Robert would have had a claim for damage or loss of property, but that didn't happen. The kid missed. So I'm pretty stuck as to what the police could have charged the little git with, even if they'd wanted to. Of course, Robert could have gone and had a word with them, or even gone further and pushed their tent off the cliff, which probably wouldn't really have ended well for him, as well, confrontation normally isn't the best approach, especially as there were more of them than him and they were pre-armed with some pretty meaty golf clubs. And worse, then of course they could then call the police on him carrying out an assault on them. So whichever way you go, you're stuffed. And that really is my point today. Sometimes you are stuffed, no matter what you do. And the only approach you have is to avoid the situation in the first place. Always keep in mind, a lot of people hate drones for whatever reason, and most of them have no idea how much drones cost. So if you're flying and you see someone pointing up and they keep looking up at you as you fly it, then it's probably safe to say that they have seen your drone and they aren't happy about it. And even though you may have every right to fly there, sometimes it's better just to fly away and fly another day. I can't see how Robert could have seen what was about to happen given the small screen he was on and doing his best to concentrate on sticking to VLOS, I guess. So no real fault on him there. Annoying stuff as ever. Let me know your thoughts below. This isn't the first or last attack on a drone we'll see, but it was pretty crazy, I think, to see it live on air. Anyway, look, as I said, you can check his channel out. I'll put a link below. Until next time, stay safe and sane. Have fun, happy flying.